All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about another way to play Bitcoin, um, especially if you have a decent amount of Bitcoin already and you want a little bit more exposure to it. One of the ways to do that is through mining companies. The one that's caught my attention is Riot Blockchain. I've been doing a lot with options regarding Riot. A while back, I collected a $2,500 premium on a put. It wasn't filled. Um, Fairly recently, I sold a $30 strike price of put on that, and it was filled. And Bitcoin sold off, so I wasn't able initially to sell the $30 call. For those of you who are options traders out there, you know what I'm describing basically is called the wheel strategy. I also refer to it as the ping pong strategy, which is essentially you sell a put. If you put the shares, you turn around and sell the call. You have the cash. It's called a cash secured put. You have the cash set aside in case you're fulfilled the shares. So, anyways, I did that with Riot. And just today, with the rise in Bitcoin, I was able to generate a decent amount of premium, $50 per contract on the 30 call. I want to put my cursor here. Sold for Riot, April 29th expiration, the 30 call at 0.5, which is $50 a contract. So you can see I did 4, so I collected 197 on that, and I turned around and purchased. Look at all these dividends today. This is beautiful. But I purchased Manulife. I mentioned Manulife in my last video, and there it is right here, the 208. So I collected 197 in premium, and right after that picked up Manulife. I came across Manulife from Brad Thomas, sort of a value-oriented seeking alpha writer, and it just kind of fits in my wheelhouse. Low price to earnings, a solid dividend yield. So I've been taking some smaller bites at it. I usually like to, when I'm interested in something, I like to take at least try to $1,000 position. So I'm probably up to about half of that. So let me just show you here. It's like a quick 1-minute video. And if you really want to go down that rabbit hole, you can go ahead and look at Riot Blockchain, do a deep dive on it. You can look at some of the data centers. I think they picked up I think it's called the Windstone, which is like the video here, which I think is the largest Bitcoin mine in America. So, but yeah, they're definitely a miner and focused on that. So let's just bring my screen down a little bit, just a short little minute, just so you can see like the size of it and how they're building this out. So there it is, just a short little video. You can see some of the workers assembling some of the miners, putting the water in, which helps with the cooling, and some of the other infrastructure. But yeah, so it's just something, again, this is not financial advice as much as financial voyeurism, in that you're able to see some of the steps that I'm taking. I explain why I'm taking them. You'll see certain things that work out, certain things that don't work out. So I'll do a quick little portfolio reveal here. You can kind of see where things are today. So let's start with TD Ameritrade here. But before I get to the amount, look at all these dividends. This is just today. Look at it's 324. You can see here, and it looks like a lot of stuff like the Vanguard ETFs. Started shooting off dividends today. Let's just take a quick look. VPL, that's a Vanguard. GLU, that's a utility, I believe. VIGI, Vanguard. VYMI, Vanguard. VGK, Vanguard. VT, Vanguard. VXUS, Vanguard. VEA, Vanguard. VWO. It's a Vanguard celebration here. VWO, VIG, VYM, Home Depot, nice little dividend there. Another Vanguard, VEU, VDIV, $4.06. So just, scrolling, looking at these amounts, and obviously these aren't like significant amounts, right? $8 here, $6 here. But these are all reinvested immediately back into more shares. And so this really adds up. And this is passive. I mean, this is, literally working in my garden or at the gym or reading a book, and dividends are coming off. You got to make money while you sleep is the term. And this is making money while you're sleeping. So there you go. So yeah, let's look at the main screen here. Just pull this over that. Okay, so this right here is 572,737. So let's punch that in. 572,737, 20 cents. And again, for those of you who follow me, you know that I basically run 3 main accounts. I have some smaller ones, but the 3 are the Alpaca Composer account, the Interactive Brokers, and the TD. So this is the TD. You can see up, about almost 4,500 today. You can see, again, with the Russia-Ukraine war, the pretty big sell-off here, down to 530.29, looks like the low. 522 was the low. So, wow, about $50,000 or so off of the March 14th low. We've had a little bit of a rally. You can see it kind of back up. The high in this account is 670, so I see about 100,000 off the high, which was in November, first 10 days or so, first 2 weeks in November. But yeah, so let's go to the Alpaca. So we have 127,084, and this is running all of my Composer strategies. A little bit 126, so this is 127, so that's about 700,000. And the final one is Interactive Brokers, where I am at 329,542.64. So that's 1,029,364. So let's say 1,030,000, and then there's about like 25,000, 30,000 in those smaller accounts. So let's say we're at 1,050,000, 1,060,000, not too bad. So holding over, the $1 million amount that I'm running, that's a great feeling. So we'll see, how things develop in the next few weeks. With the Russia-Ukraine war, if that expands or if that's settled, with inflation, with energy prices, all of these things. But yeah, I mean, just compounding, the expression always be compounding. So those dividends are coming off. You can see that TD account picking up new shares. So, all right, guys, so that's pretty much it for today. Just wanted to showcase that little wheel strategy, what I call ping pong strategy with Riot Blockchain. And I usually look on things like that for things with higher implied volatility. But that's just one that I decided to do a play on. So there it is. I guess one last thing is, ideally in a situation like this, is if it just hovers in that low 20s, let's say it just kind of goes from, let's say, 18 to 22, and it just kind of hangs out in that area. I can sell calls every month and collect a nice premium, and then take that premium and buy more assets with it every month. Obviously, if it falls below like 18 into the teens, selling the call would prove difficult. In an ideal situation, if it closes at the strike price, let's say that 30 is the strike price that I'm selling it, which is where I was put the shares. But if it closed, let's say at 29.99, I could turn around and sell the 30 call for significant amount. I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe $2 a contract. Who knows, maybe even more. But anyways, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. Any questions, comments, I really appreciate it. Take care, guys. Ciao.